Hello, how's it going everybody? My name is Ryan, aka Blackbeard TCG, and today I want to know what Bandai's cooking from my boy Rob Lucci. Now, we see Rob Lucci on the screen. If you guys haven't seen my previous video, go ahead and click the card in the top right where I talked about Lucci and what I kind of wanted to see for his character archetype. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting what I want on my wish list, at least for one of them. There's still openings for two, but we'll get to that. One thing that I want to talk about though is we were able to take a look at Kaku, and this is what basically sparked this video. So first and foremost, Kaku's regular art looks pretty damn cool. I mean, he's looking dapper in the suit, but then also on top of that, if you look at the shadow, you can actually see his zone form, right? You could see the giraffe as the shadow. I feel like that's really cool. But then also take a look at the alternate art. I think personally that this is one of the best looking alternate arts in the game. I know I've seen some people on social media saying that they weren't too big of a fan of it, but for me, I think that this is really nice, really good looking, and it's something that I definitely will want to pick up in OP03. Now, why am I talking about Rob Lucci so much? So as you guys know, I have been enjoying Black Purple and just enjoying Black period. I've been playing a lot more Spoker and surprisingly a lot of Sakazuki, and I've been having an absolute blast while doing so. So because of that, I've been becoming a lot more well-versed with the Black archetype, the Black cards, the Black playstyle, and all of those things. And I feel like Black is just a couple key things away from being really good. Smoker's already a competitive deck. Zephyr's already been performing. But with a couple more cards, I feel like it can be taken to the next level. Now, I'm just wondering what Bandai's cooking for Rob Lucci, because we already know what his ability is. We know that discarding 2 cards is a pretty big ask. And then you can go ahead and restand him, right? But is it worth it, right? I was hoping that, there'd be a lot of on KO effects. Rob Lucci's a savage, killing everybody. I feel like that would be really cool. But it looks like for Rob Lucci, we are going to be getting more so mechanic with the trash. So if we take a look at Bluno, when Bluno gets KO'd, you can go ahead and play a cost of 4 or lower CP unit from your trash and rest it. So you're getting that from your trash. With the Rob Lucci SR, you're going to be able to give this character rush and return 2 cards in your trash to the bottom of your deck in any order, right? Then you have things like Khalifa, who allows you to draw 2 and trash 2, right? So a lot of things for Rob Lucci have to deal with trash. Now, if we take a look at Kaku as well, on play, you may return 2 cards with the type CP from your trash to the bottom of your deck, and then KO one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less. Very powerful ability, just easy to get rid of things with a cost of 3 or less. Black has mechanics to reduce the cost of things, so that's really nice. But again, the key thing is being able to return cards with the type CP from the trash back to your deck. Now, it's interesting because it's like, okay, we're adding these cards back to our deck, but it's back to the bottom of the deck, so we're probably not going to be able to see it. So what is Bandai cooking? Like what's the value in that? The problem with Black is we have to discard so many cards. And in my video where I was talking about what my wish list, I was like, oh, like card replenishment, being able to draw in some form. We still don't see it. We still don't see a card that allows us to draw. But on top of that, now we have cards that we can add from our trash back to our deck, but that's the wrong resource that we're getting back, right? I don't want cards taken from the trash back to the deck, especially to the bottom if I'm not going to draw it. I want cards to be added to my hand because I'm discarding cards, right? So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if they involve some type of mechanic where you can get cards from the bottom of your deck instead, which would make sense. But outside of that, like, I don't know, would they actually do that, guys? I don't really know. I don't think they would. And so because of that, it's looking a little bit underwhelming, but they have to be cooking something, because I feel like this leader has so much potential. I really do. I feel like this could be really strong. Its ability can be activated so easily because of Black and just the nature of the cards to KO things. It makes it super easy. So I don't know. And especially just looking at like Iceberg, for example, looking at Ace, looking at Nami, like all of these characters looks like they're getting really powerful tools. And we look at the Rob Lucci, we look at Bluno, we look at Khalifa, we look at Kaku, and I don't really see a game plan yet. Like, I don't see a way to win yet. Now, of course, there are still going to be more cards that will be revealed and showcased and all of those good things. But with that being said, like, what else can they add? Like, for me, I'm still hoping for an Ein's Lobby stage card. I'm still hoping for some type of draw. I mean, it would be nice to have some type of card replenishment to hand in some way or fashion. Khalifa adds that, but you still have to trash too. So, like, are you really getting that? Like, no. In fact, you have to play her, so you're kind of minusing one, but you're getting a body on board. But the thing is, she's a 2K counter, so you're probably going to play 4 for her anyway. And then also, like, we know that we're going to be getting more 4 cost or lower CP units because with Bluno, he can play a cost 4 or less from trash. And right now we only have Khalifa, so we're definitely getting more. So my hope is, you know, hopefully we're getting a searcher, a CP searcher. Hopefully we're going to be able to have some type of draw power in some way. And hopefully there'll be something that we could do with cards at the bottom of our deck, because clearly we're going to be able to add cards to the bottom of our deck. If not, like, honestly, I don't really understand the value of it then, right? Being able to, like for example, Kaku being able to pop something and return 2 cards back to the bottom of your deck. It's like, is that really that good, right? Especially when you compare, like, I'm talking about compared to the other new cards. Like, I'm not saying this card is trash. I'm not saying it has no use cases. I'm not saying it's terrible, right? Like, no, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, compared to the other cards that we've seen, and we're starting to see some power creep, is it worth it? That's a question that I want to ask you guys. Like, what do you think Bandai is cooking for Lucci? I feel like they're a little bit, like, I don't know. Like, again, we need to see the rest of the cards. I don't want to pass my full judgment, but I want this deck to be good because I'm interested in it. And, like, again, after seeing all the iceberg reveals, like, I'm kind of feeling bearish on Rob Lucci. I'm not feeling a bull market on Rob Lucci right now. But I'm curious what your guys' thoughts are. Also, one thing that I'm really happy about is Navy is getting more support. So if you guys are playing Sakazuki, if you are playing Smoke, or if you are playing Zephyr, Navy is getting more support. I'm super excited for brand new. Because obviously he's going to be able to be a searcher for us. This is going to be huge. You know, Zephyr is very key on getting his 10 drop Kuzan, and now you'll be able to play brand new and hopefully be able to search and get that. Kind of sucks that he's 3,000 power. I would have liked him to be a 3 cost 4,000 power, so at least you only need 1 Dawn for him to start swinging. That would have been ideal, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. At least we got a searcher in some form or fashion, and it's really nice because it's any Navy card. So if you are playing Sakazuki, you can go ahead and maybe pick up your Marine Fort if you're playing that. Definitely impact waves are going to be absolutely huge depending on the matchup. So being able to pick up impact waves, obviously Sakazuki being able to pick up Ice Age. So yeah, I'm super excited for brand new. That looks really good. And I'm also super excited for this Virgo. I think that this Virgo is sleeper OP. Like, I really do. I think this card is very strong. Of course, 5 cost, 5,000 power. Like, oh my gosh, like, why is that special? I could play a 3 cost with 5,000 power. But it's the fact that it can't be KO'd by battle. So, of course, is your opponent going to use things like their Jet Pistol on this? Probably not. They're going to get more value off Jet Pistol elsewhere. But then on top of that, there's other ways to get this off the board with card effects. Like, of course, they can use Vista, Squad Vista, or other things. But it's like, okay, if my mentality is, if they're using this on Virgo, then bless. And also, it's a 2K counter, so I don't have to play it. But if I do play it, it's huge because it can't be KO'd by battle. It's going to have 1 Dawn. I can swing with it. It's 6K. So it's something that's just going to be a persistent body on board that I can continue to clear my enemy's units with, or continue to focus on my opponent. So I feel like this card, once it hits the board, it just creates pressure, and your opponent is going to have troubles dealing with it, or they have to invest resources to deal with it, and you rather have Virgo be the target of those resources than any other card. That's the way I look at it. And then again, worst case scenario, depending on matchups, you can go ahead and just use it as a counter, right? Like, if you feel like you are going to be going up against a lot of red or a mirror match with black where they could just easily pop it, then keep it in your hand and use it as a 2K counter. So I don't know. I really like Virgo. I think Navy, I'm really excited to continue playing my other black decks going into OPO3. But with that being said, I don't know. I'm wondering what Bandai is cooking for my boy Rob Lucci, because right now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not feeling too hot. But I'm still on the train. I'm still on the board. I still want to see what can come out because I feel like it has potential. But what do you guys think in the comment section below? What do you think Bandai is cooking for Rob Lucci? I'm gonna catch y'all later. Have an amazing day. Peace.